Welcome back, folks. It is Jafer, and today we're going to take a look at a brand new mouse from a brand new company, the Ninjutso Origin 1X. It is a wireless mouse, ergo, weighing 65 grams, and it's drawing a lot of attention because it does reminisce on the ever popular Microsoft IntelliMouse Pro. Now, if you're new to PC gaming, this was sticking around for decades on desktops while people played Quake, Counter-Strike, you named it. So let's take a look and see if their modernized take on this shape is going to be the perfect fit for you. Coming in at a really competitive price of $79.99, the Origin 1X and the X as we'll call it going forward, it's going to turn some heads. It's a solid, no-hold wireless mouse weighing only 65 grams on my scale. The shape is not a one-to-one to Microsoft's latest offering of the IntelliMouse Pro, but it does share quite a few features, and that's a good thing. What Ninjutso has brought us in 2021 is really just a shorter, stumpier version, both in length and height. Coming in at 121 by 58 by 39, it's really the same comfort grooves and ergo curves that we fragged out to and dominated noobs for years, as us boomers like to say, in Unreal Tournament, Quake, Counter-Strike 1.6, so on and so forth. So, this ergo shape is great for any grip style depending on your hand size. So I have a hand size of 19 by 10 centimeters, and I am normally always going to be one that's going to immediately go to a relaxed claw grip. I'm able to do all three plus your hybrids. So I really found this mouse to be super comfortable using claw, which is actually pretty interesting given that the hump is not really there in the rear end of that mouse like you're going to see with, say, the Burst Pro or the S2 by Zowie. I also found comfort in palming, if I'm just kind of relaxing and doing my own thing, browsing the internet, watching Andrew PP videos on YouTube. You kind of fall into that relaxed palm grip, and I found it comforting as well, although I don't use that for gaming. The rear end does have that safe slope, so it does allow that versatility depending on your hand size. You could argue that the left thumb side is really going to be the only natural aggressive curve on this mouse. And in the end, though, this is a rather safe ergo shape if you're looking to change things up if you've been maining a symmetrical mouse for quite a while. The surface on the X is going to be sort of that grippy matte coating. It's kind of coated over a proprietary mix PCB shell, so it does offer a very durable stance, with it also maintaining that super lightweight of 65 grams, which is just really impressive. The coating, though, I will say, is definitely a fingerprint magnet. So if you are someone that is easily bothered by that, and you can have the cleanest hands in the world, and you're still going to be left with fingerprints all over it. So make sure you just have a rag handy to clean that up if that is bothersome. Underneath the mouse, we're going to find three large 100% virgin grade PTFE feet. They glide extremely well. They do have a really nice taper to them, so no sharp edges. I will say out of the box, you're going to notice some audible scratching, but there is a little bit of a break-in time with these. And before you know it, they do glide very well on any surface. Tucked away in the center of the mouse is going to be the PixArt 3335 sensor. I'm going to sound like a broken record at this point, as all of my experiences with this sensor, I've experienced no spinouts, no latency concerns, no tracking issues. With the DPI analyzer website, I don't know how true it is, but I had a DPI deviation of only 17, so all in all, it is a great sensor. With there being no software, if you want to make adjustments with the DPI, you're going to use the button here, but it is tied to 400, 800, 1600, and 3200 DPI. No way to adjust that, unfortunately, and it is default at 1000 polling rate, but if you want to lower that, then you simply hold both of the side buttons at the same time. Next to that sensor is going to be your toggle on and off for your power to your 2.4 gigahertz wireless signal, dubbed the Snappy Fire Wireless. Essentially, they are using ceramic material in the antenna. I don't know if that's really marketing or what have you. I don't know too much on the different materials used on antennas, but I will say from my experience, though, I did not have any concerns or issues with the connectivity. Mouse 1 and 2 are rocking the ever-growing in popularity, the KLGM 8.0, which we just recently saw in the XM1R by Endgame. Super tactile, crisp clicks. Definitely a little bit more force than what you're used to if you've been accustomed to your Omrons. But they do have a decent amount of actuation force, but it's nothing ever too laboring. So whether you're going 13 and 20 like me in Valorant, or you're playing a MOBA where you need pinpoint clicking or spamming, the GM 8.0 definitely will suit your needs no matter what game you're playing. And I know that just sounded like an infomercial, but I can't stress enough how much I love these switches and I want to see them in more mice. On the buttons themselves, because of this being a sample, there is a little bit of wiggle, and that is reminiscent of the G Pro wireless when that first came out in 2018, where the plastic components in front of the scroll wheel were touching on my copy. Same is the case with this, but that's only going to be if you are someone that does actuate your clicks and then there's a little bit of force to the side. Either way, though, they did state, as I've been talking with them through Twitter, they are great folks. They're very transparent about everything, that there are going to be some changes made from the sample copies that were sent out. That includes definitely having a little bit more of a gap from my understanding, so that way these don't touch, as well as my copy does have some sharp plastic here. And so that does kind of catch on to your ring finger if you're lifting up on the mouse. That's something that's also not going to be a problem when it comes to the final retail copy. The side buttons are going to be using the Kale red dot, and while they're very tactile, my rear side button comes with a lot of mushy post travel, and that's something that, I don't know, I feel like a lot of mice seem to have this problem. Something with the actual mechanics of engaging a switch on the rear side button always seems to stump a lot of folks. But either way, though, the side buttons do come with a really nice gloss finish, unlike everything else being matte. So you always know where your thumb's going to be at just by feeling that surface area. Another quick note here, if you've been looking at the side buttons, you can see there's some gapping in the line work here. Again, this is a sample. I did address this with them, and this is not going to be something that's going to be in the retail copy. The scroll wheel has some nice grippy tread to it, which is really nice. It feels really soft at the touch. It does sit pretty low profile to the body of mouse 1 and 2, which is always appreciated. I don't like anything that sticks out too far. There's no rattle or side wobble with it, which is awesome. And of course, there's no RGB. As you can tell throughout the video, there is no RGB on this to help reduce that weight. Although I will say it is a little too loud for me, but I will definitely take it. If they're going to take a lot from the IntelliMouse, I never did like the scroll wheel that was found on the IntelliMouse. This is the same thing that was found on the MX518 by Logitech and also the G303. It's just a very narrow plastic and rubber wheel. I definitely appreciate the more modernized look that they did add to the X. Let's go ahead and give you a sound test on everything. The Origin One X is going to have a USB-C connection on the front. There is no wireless charging. You do get a very nice paracord cable, similar to what you found with the Ponage mice. So very flexible if you needed to charge and play at the same time. You do get your 2.4 gigahertz dongle, and with my sample copy, it does not come with what you'll normally find as a USB adapter, but rest assured the company did state once the retail copies do ship, they will come included with their own, so you can limit it to just one USB port off your PC. So in conclusion, the Origin One X is a fantastic mouse, and if the company follows through with some of the things I pointed out that need to be improved before those retail copies ship, this is definitely going to be a banger of a mouse all the way through 2021. But until next time, I am Jafer. I appreciate you watching the video if you stuck around this long. If you did like the content, please throw a like and of course hit that subscription button. Until next time, you guys stay safe.